Christopher Thomas Campbell, aka K Camp, born April 27, 1990. If you ask K Camp, the term fell off or fall off means you've lost everything and now under a bridge somewhere with a cardboard sign trying to figure out your next meal. So it confuses him when he constantly hears those words to describe where his career has gone since he burst on the scene in 2013 with songs like Money Baby and Cut Her Off, both platinum charting songs that made K Camp one of the hottest artists that year, and the latter a top 50 song in the country according to Billboard, who also ranked it a top 5 hot rap song. In 2014, BET nominated Cut Her Off and K Camp for the Track of the Year and also Club Banger of the Year, leading into his peak in 2015, making the XXL freshman list as one of the hottest new artists in the game. The thing about all this is, it never surprised me K Camp was receiving the love he was and did eventually receive again later in the decade, because he's always had the uncanny ability, in my opinion, to turn whatever the hot phrase is in young black culture, mix it with his ear for the perfect beat that could resonate with the club and vibe of said urban culture at the moment, and turn it into a hit song easily sung along to and kept in the vibe rotation. Of all the artists of his mid-2010s era, I think his ability to capture the vibe of the culture and use it in song is leading the charge. His latest example is in 2019 when he released the song Lottery. The simplistic, snappy, could-be of the ringtone era kind of hip-hop songs were in at the moment, and K Camp was able to select a beat not even the producer felt was finished, mixed it with easily delivered, easily consumed lyrics, and a secret ingredient he was arguably the first to get his hands on, the online dance scene first made popular on YouTube, and in the perfect time, right before the pandemic pushed everyone inside and you almost had to be on the internet or social apps consuming as much as possible. But only he found TikTok success when the song blew up on there and created a wave of songs going viral that gave new influencers the platform to earn themselves through the apps and the avenue K Camp set forth. When it comes to hit makers you can count on to understand the moment and bring the best out of it musically, I think K Camp is highly underrated, and that's what I'll explain to you in this video. Would I say he fell off? Well, according to his theory, no rapper can fall off, because I haven't seen one with a sign on a street corner just yet. But as far as no longer being relevant in the landscape of what's hot in urban music at the moment, for these reasons, I can see how that could be said. What happened? Let's talk about it. Salute to Cameron Robinson on IG for this request. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. K Camp is a rapper, singer, and songwriter based in Atlanta but born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, that first found his love for music through his immediate family and growing up in Atlanta, music being a part of everyday life. After honing his skills, he began taking it seriously, and in high school was a part of a rap group called Head Busters, but like many artists' first group, they disbanded and Camp embarked on a solo journey. In 2009, he released a song All Night that helped open doors for him, literally performing across the city and building his fan base. But it wouldn't be until 2013 he'd get his big break, releasing the song Money Baby in October and Cut Her Off December that year. Both songs helped him secure a record deal with Interscope Records, Cut Her Off becoming an international hit and the male breakup anthem of the next year. Stunt number 1, Hit-Making Curse. The first reason I think K Camp isn't rated as high as his musical talent suggests he should be is because the kind of artist he is makes him vulnerable to the hit-making curse. What that is when you're an artist good at capturing the vibe of the moment and able to relay that onto the perfect timely beat and release it under the perfect circumstances, like during the viral dance video craze late 2010s, everyone begins to expect the same from you again and again. But there's problems with that, and the main one is music consumption moves too fast today for artists to keep up even if they wanted to. You can drop a hit song right now and it goes viral on the internet, then by next week or next month, there's another hot song in that lane. To have hits in the vault to keep up with artists releasing new music every single day is difficult. Also, when you're the quote hit-making artist, you're typecasted as that in a way, almost like ringtone rappers were in the 2000s. No one wanted to hear Hurricane Chris's music outside the hot ringtones and radio singles he put out. D4L, Lil Jon, Soulja Boy, and many more. K-Camp is excellent at making a hit song, professional at this point, and if an artist is ever in need, I'd say go to him for the hits, but as far as following his entire catalog, leading to all his music being championed and pushed more than it has been, I don't think his popularity goes beyond that. He released his debut album Only Way Is Up September 2015 after his XXL freshman list peak that was actually a top 20 album in the country according to the Billboard 200, but sold just 11,000 first week. An album that had 2 platinum songs and a gold song barely moved the needle in return of investment in the album or K-Camp as an artist. His song Comfortable that showed the versatility of K-Camp and also crossover ability he has as an artist that can sing and rap while making infectious hooks great for setting the vibe. In a label's eyes, they'll continue pushing you for your singles at that point and not your entire body of work, and it stunts your growth as an artist overall. When the fad then wears off, so do you. Stunt number 2, ability to stay popular. Another reason I think K-Camp's music and his talent gets overlooked may simply be my opinion, and I'm open to disagreement, but I believe it's underrated the formula of men wanna be you or women wanna be with you that creates popularity that can last forever versus having a hot moment. If you look at any successful entertainer, specifically rappers, that have either one of those things, they also have longevity. And I don't mean the men or the women care about you having money. All entertainers are expecting to have at least that. But what about you can get the audience to consistently pay attention and want to consume as much of you as possible? K-Camp may be underrated because it's one area I think he lacks. When I say men want to be Jay-Z, who as a man wouldn't want the same blueprint, being respected in the streets, used his own money to get in the game, created an empire, and left with billions and the hottest chick in the game. Sure, women don't gawk over him, but enough men respect him on some level that they don't mind supporting what he's got going on. You can choose any male artist that's been popular consistently, and that formula will apply on either side. K-Camp doesn't come with a distinct look the girls like, the street cred or outward personality guys could champion. He just makes great music, and sometimes that goes unseen for this very reason. Drake, for example, he's in a space he has both. Men want the power he has to where even fake versions of him can have fame and even booking links in their bio for simply favoring him in appearance. And which male artist wouldn't want the career he's had where the last nearly 15 years he's at the top of the mountain? Call him a simp, but I don't need to even explain the female side of them wanting to be with Drake, and all of it leads to fans hitting play for either of those reasons. A formula underrated and will forever be applied. Stunt number 3, Interscope Push. Lastly, this is a growth stunt K-Camp himself spoke about publicly in interviews and rants on Twitter and other platforms. His label not doing enough to promote his music. With this, I totally agree with him. The biggest and most recent example is the renegade dance craze behind his song Lottery that even at the time, I couldn't understand why it wasn't promoted more. That song was the perfect TikTok, YouTube, social media viral dance record, flawlessly done on K-Camp's part, but for the longest when searching the song, it didn't even have an official video to it. That came along a bit later, and all there was were dance crews dancing to the song, raking up the millions of views K-Camp could have had, and all the popularity of that song becoming the biggest song in the nation or even biggest rap song in the world. It was that good and that perfectly timed to match the vibe of the culture at that point. Not to mention dropped right before the pandemic that forced us all inside and on the internet more. He showed his frustration with Interscope and executive Joey IE in particular for not supporting the release and push of his music, asking to be let go as an alternative. But to a label, when you fall in a category of better off as a singles hits guy than album guy, it's hard to expect much more. None of his albums ever sold like the big artist he thinks he is, so as Joey IE, what do you tell a K-Camp? All in all, K-Camp is a dope artist, one I enjoy. His hits are far beyond great and his ability is rare, no pun intended, but there is a separation in his hits from his other music, putting him in a position it's hard to sell him to fans consistently. I still think he has a solid future in the rap game, but for these reasons, many fans believe he's underrated. Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth Music, and I'm out.